The champagne tastes flat, which makes sense because the words coming out of Troy Mercer's mouth taste worse. "You can go home," he says, leaning close enough that I smell the bourbon under his cologne. "I'll take good care of her." He gestures at Lila, my wife, who stands 15 feet away in a red dress I've never seen before. She's laughing with the marketing team, her hand on someone's shoulder in that practiced way she has. The holiday party hums around us. 200 people crammed onto the rooftop terrace of our downtown headquarters. Fairy lights strung between steel beams. A jazz quartet playing something forgettable. I keep my smile on like a mask with a working hinge. "Keep her," I say. "No returns." Troy blinks. His brain takes a second to process that I'm not joking, not threatening, not doing anything he expected. 3 people nearby hear it. I watch their phones come out, that universal reflex of our age. The moment gets captured, uploaded, weaponized before Troy's grin even falters. Lila catches the vibe shift. Her laugh stops mid-note. She looks at Troy, then at me, then back at Troy. Her cheeks flush, but she recovers fast, turning it into some kind of shared joke with a wave of her hand. The marketing team laughs with her because they always do. I take another sip of flat champagne and study the geometry of betrayal. Troy Mercer, sales director, 36 years old, drives a leased BMW he can't afford, wears suits 1 tax bracket above his salary. His commission checks are strong, but his credit is weak. I know this because I sign off on expense audits. I know a lot of things people assume I don't. Like the fact that 3 weeks ago, Lila told me she had a vendor tasting at the Riverside Hotel. Same night Troy expensed a room there. Same hotel. I saw the receipt. Corporate card policy requires director-level approval, which flows through my desk under my system's analyst cover. Or the fact that last Tuesday, Lila blocked her phone screen when I walked past her on the couch. 40-degree angle, thumb over the notification. I saw it anyway. A calendar alert. Late strategy session with Troy. Or tonight, 20 minutes before Troy decided to play alpha in front of witnesses, I watched them kiss by the service elevator. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was signing the liquor invoice with the catering manager when I glanced left and saw them framed in the steel doorway, his hand on her waist, her fingers in his hair. I didn't react. I finished signing. The catering manager said, "Thanks, Mr. Holt," loud enough that 2 servers nearby looked up. One of them whispered to the other. The knowledge ripples outward. Evan Holt, founder, owner. The man who built this company 9 years ago and stepped back into a systems role 2 years ago to watch how the culture runs without a visible king. Most people here think I'm IT adjacent, harmless, quiet. The guy who fixes the server or explains why the expense software logged them out. Troy doesn't know. Lila doesn't know I know. And that gap between what I know and what they think I know is where I live now. Troy's still standing too close, waiting for me to flinch or swing or apologize. I do none of those things. I look past him at the catering setup, the cheese tower sweating under the heat lamps, the VP of operations who once asked me to reset his password during a board meeting. "You good, man?" Troy says, trying to reclaim the moment. His voice drops into that fake concern register people use when they want witnesses to think they're being reasonable. "Great," I say. "Enjoy the party." I walk away before he can respond. I head toward the edge of the terrace where the view opens up to the river and the downtown lights. Behind me, I hear Troy laugh too loud, covering. Someone asks if I'm okay. Someone else says my name wrong. My phone vibrates. I pull it out. An airdrop request. Unknown sender. I accept it. A photo loads. High resolution. Lila and Troy. The kiss. The service elevator. Time-stamped 23 minutes ago. I pocket the phone and watch the river for 10 seconds, counting my breaths. Then I turn back toward the party, toward the noise and the lights and the people who think they know how this story ends. The rules just changed. I don't go home. Lila does, sometime after midnight, taking an Uber with 2 friends from the marketing team. I know because I'm still in my office, 4 floors down, door locked, laptop open, pulling threads. People think hacking is some magic art. It's not. It's just knowing where to look and having permission to look there. I have both. Troy Mercer's expense report from November pulls up clean. Riverside Hotel, room charge, minibar, late checkout. The date matches Lila's calendar block for a vendor tasting. I cross-check the vendor. They're real. They did host an event that week, but it was on Wednesday. Troy's hotel charge is Thursday. Rideshare receipts sync through our corporate mobility account. Troy took a car to the Riverside at 6:47 p.m. on Thursday, November 16th. Lila's personal card shows a charge at a wine bar 2 blocks from the Riverside at 7:15 p.m. the same night. I pull Slack. Troy's in 4 channels. One of them, a private group called Sales Ops Strategy, Has a name that doesn't match the actual work. I can't see the messages without cause, but I can see the member list. Troy, Lila, Dana Pike from HR, 2 account execs. I can also see the channel was created 8 months ago, right after Lila started pushing me to spend more time on self-improvement and less time micromanaging the business. I write it all down. Not in the system, on paper. A legal pad, blue ink, my handwriting no one else can read. My brother Nate calls at 1:40 a.m. He's a corporate attorney 3 time zones west, which makes it a reasonable 10:40 p.m. for him. You awake? He says. Obviously. You sound awake in a bad way, I tell him. Not everything. Enough. The kiss, the expenses, the Slack channel, Troy's line at the party, and my reply. He listens without interrupting, which is why he's good at his job. When I finish, he says, "You still love her?" I don't know. That's a no. Okay, you want a divorce or a war? What's the difference? Divorce is paperwork. War is scorched earth. You can't do both clean. I'm not looking for clean. Then you need boundaries. No hacking, no stalking, no revenge porn, no hidden cameras, no illegal recordings. You use what you have legal access to. Corporate policies, expense audits, HR violations, conflict of interest. You're the owner, so you've got structural leverage. Use it. What about Troy? What about him? He's in my building, on my payroll, sleeping with my wife. Then fire him, legally, build the case, document everything, make it look like business, not personal. And Lila? That's domestic. Keep it separate. Prenup? Yeah. Good. You're protected on assets. File when you're ready. But Evan, listen. You go full villain. You lose friends. You lose reputation. You might lose the company culture you built. You sure that's worth it? I look at the legal pad, at the list of dates and charges and lies. Yeah, I say. I'm sure. He sighs. Then be smart, and call me before you do anything stupid. I hang up. I schedule 3 meetings for Monday. One with Jared Klein, the CTO, one with Sasha Nguyen, the liaison for our biggest client, one with Maya Rios, head of security and facilities. Maya's been with me since year 2. She knows every camera, every badge log, every server backup. If there's evidence, she'll help me find it without crossing lines. I close the laptop. I sit in the dark office for another 20 minutes, listening to the building settle, the hum of the HVAC, the distant sound of traffic on the interstate. Somewhere across town, Lila's asleep in our bed. Maybe she's thinking about Troy. Maybe she's thinking about the party, about damage control, about the phones that caught my line and turned it into a story. Maybe she's not thinking about me at all. Monday morning, I get to the office at 7. The building's nearly empty. I badge in, take the stairs to avoid the elevator cameras I don't need yet, and head to my desk. At 8:15, my phone buzzes. An email. Subject line. Concern meeting scheduled for 9 a.m. Sender, Dana Pike, HR. Body text. Hi, Evan. We'd like to discuss some concerns raised at Friday's event. Please come to conference room 3B at 9 a.m. Lila will also be present. I read it twice, then I smile. I didn't start this war, but I know how to end it. Conference room 3B has glass walls, which Dana probably thinks makes this feel transparent. It doesn't. It makes it feel like an aquarium. Dana sits at the head of the table, folder open, pen ready. Lila sits to her right, wearing a gray blazer I bought her 2 Christmases ago. Her face is calm, practiced, the same expression she uses when explaining to the PTA why the fundraiser came up short. I take the seat across from them. Thanks for coming, Dana says, like I had a choice. Of course. So, she taps the folder. We received some feedback about the holiday party, specifically an interaction you had with Troy Mercer. Interaction, I repeat. He felt your comment was hostile, publicly humiliating. I lean back. What comment? Lila shifts in her seat but says nothing. Dana reads from a printout. According to multiple witnesses, you told Troy he could keep her, no returns, referring to Lila, in front of colleagues. That's accurate, I say. You don't deny it? Why would I? He told me to go home because he'd take good care of my wife. I responded. Seems fair. Dana's jaw tightens. Evan, workplace respect is a core value here. Agreed. So let's talk about workplace respect. I pull out my phone, open a screenshot, and slide it across the table. It's a page from the Employee Handbook. Section 12, subsection 4, fraternization policy. Dana glances at it. This isn't about that. It should be. Lila reports to Troy's division through the events coordination budget. That's an indirect chain. Has that relationship been disclosed? Lila finally speaks. There's no relationship. I look at her. She holds my gaze. I see the calculation behind her eyes, the same look she gets when deciding which version of a story to tell. Really, I say, really. I pull up another screenshot. Expense report. Riverside Hotel. Troy charged a hotel room on a company card the same night you told me you had a vendor event. The vendor event was the day before. Want to explain the timing? Dana interrupts. Evan, this meeting is about your behavior, not an audit. Then let's audit my behavior. I'm a systems analyst. I analyze systems. Troy's expenses route through my desk for approval. I saw a discrepancy. I flagged it. That's my job. You're using your access to target someone. I'm using my access to do exactly what the policy manual says I should do. If there's a conflict of interest or a disclosure violation, HR is supposed to investigate. So investigate. Dana's face goes tight. She closes the folder. I think we need to de-escalate this situation. How? An apology to Troy would help. I almost laugh. An apology. For the comment. It was inappropriate. No, I say. Excuse me? No, I'm not apologizing. If Troy wants to file a formal complaint, he can. If you want to pursue a violation, pursue it. But you'll need to explain to the board why you're pushing one complaint and ignoring 3 policy breaches. Lila leans forward. Evan, you're making this worse. For who? For all of us. I'm not part of us anymore. The silence stretches. Dana looks at Lila. Lila looks at the table. I stand. If there's nothing else, I have work. Dana's voice follows me to the door. We're not done with this. Yes, I say. You are. I walk out. The elevator is 15 feet down the hall. I press the button and wait. Through the glass walls of 3B, I see Dana and Lila talking, heads close. The elevator doors open. I step in. As they close, I glance back. Troy's outside the conference room now, phone in hand, texting. His screen is angled just enough that I catch a preview notification. He still doesn't know it was her idea. The doors shut. The elevator drops. My stomach follows. Someone orchestrated this. I reroute my day. The meeting with Jared gets moved to tomorrow. The call with Sasha gets pushed to afternoon. I spend 3 hours pulling badge logs, cross-referencing timestamps, building a timeline no one asked for but everyone's going to see. My car is on level 3. I'm halfway there when I see Troy leaning against the driver's side door. He's still in his work clothes, tie loosened, sleeves rolled up. He sees me coming and straightens, arms crossed. We need to talk, he says. I stop 10 feet away. Move. Not until we settle this. There's nothing to settle. You embarrassed me in front of the whole company. You embarrassed yourself. I just gave you a microphone. His jaw clenches. You think you're clever, playing the victim, running to HR. I didn't run anywhere. Dana called me. Because you're making her job impossible. Her job is enforcing policy. If that's impossible, she's bad at her job. Troy steps closer. You know what I think? I think you're scared. You're scared Lila's done with you. You're scared I'm better. So you're lashing out. I let him finish. Then I say, how much do you owe on the BMW? He blinks. What? The car, the lease. You're 3 months behind. I saw the collections notice in your desk when I was fixing your computer last month. His face goes white. You went through my desk? Your drawer was open. The notice was on top. Not my fault you're bad at filing. That's private. So is my wife. Didn't stop you. He shoves me. 2 hands, center mass. Hard enough that I step back. I don't shove back. I slap him. Open hand, across the face, sharp and clean. The sound echoes off the concrete. Troy freezes. His hand goes to his cheek. For a second, he looks like a kid who just got sent to the principal's office. Then he lunges. I sidestep. He stumbles, catches himself on my car. I grab his collar, spin him, and slam him back against the driver's side door. You want to keep playing? I say. Fine, let's play. I step back. I pull my keys out. I run the edge of the key down the length of his BMW's door, one long, deep scratch from headlight to taillight. Troy screams. I toss the keys on the ground near his feet. Oops! He charges again. This time I'm ready. I catch his wrist, twist, and drop him to one knee. He's bigger than me, but I'm angrier, and anger makes you efficient. Footsteps echo behind me. I look up. Maya Rios, 2 security guards. All 3 of them in uniform, radios crackling. Mr. Holt, Maya says. Step back, please. I let go of Troy's wrist. He stumbles to his feet, breathing hard, face red. Maya looks at him. Mr. Mercer, this is private property after business hours. You don't have clearance to be here without an active shift or meeting. He attacked me, Troy says. The cameras show you initiated contact. Twice. Troy looks up at the ceiling, at the black domes of the cameras he forgot about. Maya holds out a printed sheet. This is a trespass warning. You're required to leave the premises immediately. If you return outside of business hours without authorization, will involve Metro PD. Troy snatches the paper. He looks at me. This isn't over. Yeah, I say. It is. He walks toward his car, sees the scratch, and makes a sound like a wounded animal. He gets in anyway, starts the engine, and peels out, tires squealing. Maya waits until the sound fades. Then she looks at me. You okay? Fine. You scratched his car. It was an accident. The camera says otherwise. Then edit the footage. She shakes her head. I can't do that. I know, I'm kidding. She hands me a USB drive. I'm not kidding. This is every badge swipe, every camera angle, every access log for Troy Mercer in the last 6 months. Off the record, if anyone asks, you didn't get it from me. I take the drive. Why? Because I've worked here 9 years. I've seen you build this place. I've watched people try to take credit, cut corners, play politics. You've never done that. So when someone tries to gut you, I'm not standing by. Thank you. She nods. Also, your wife called me yesterday. Asked if I could pull security footage from the Riverside Hotel lobby. Said it was personal. I told her I don't have access to off-site properties. What did she say? She said she'd find another way. I pocket the drive. Noted. Maya and the guards leave. I get in my car, start the engine, and sit for a minute in the fluorescent hum. My phone rings. Lila, I answer. We need to talk, she says. Now, before you blow all this up. I hear the shift in her voice, the panic under the control. This, I say. Not us. She doesn't respond. I'll be home in 20, I say, and hang up. I don't go home in 20. I don't go home at all. I sleep in my office, door locked, couch that smells like old coffee and regret. Lila calls 4 more times. I let them go to voicemail. I listen to one message. Her voice is tight, clipped, the tone she uses when she's trying not to scream. You're being childish. We're adults. We can handle this like adults. Call me back. I delete it. Morning comes with gray light through the window and a headache behind my eyes. I shower in the executive gym on the 2nd floor, change into the spare clothes I keep in my desk, and make coffee that tastes like aluminum. At 8:12 a.m., I'm in a conference room with Sasha Nguyen. Sasha represents Vertex Solutions, our largest client, a logistics firm that accounts for 38% of our annual revenue. She's 42, sharp as broken glass, and doesn't tolerate excuses. Walk me through the December deliverables, she says, pulling up a shared document on her tablet. I walk her through them. Timelines, milestones, resource allocation. Everything looks clean until she stops me at line 47. This, she says, pointing. Troy promised us custom API integration by end of quarter. That's not in the original scope. Correct. So it's an add-on, which means a change order, which means cost. Also correct. Except he told us it was included. Comped. A courtesy for being a long-term partner. I lean back. Troy doesn't have authority to comp scope. I know. That's why I'm asking you. It's not comped. Her face doesn't change, but I see the calculation. Then we have a problem. Define problem. Troy committed to deliverables he can't authorize. If we don't get them, we're in breach. If you charge us for them, we're over budget, which triggers our penalty clause. Either way, someone's paying. Someone is, I say. Troy. She sets down her tablet. I need a corrective plan by Friday, or we freeze new work. That's not a threat. That's the contract. You'll have it. She stands. Good. And Evan? Fix your house. I don't care who's sleeping with who, but when it affects my project, it becomes my problem. She leaves. I sit in the empty conference room for 5 minutes. Then I call Jared. Conference room 6, I say. 10 minutes. Bring the risk memos from Q3. Which ones? All of them. 20 minutes later, Jared walks in with a folder thick enough to stop a bullet. He's mid-40s, balding, the kind of guy who documents everything because he knows people forget promises. Risk memos, he says, dropping the folder on the table. 12 in total, 3 flagged for escalation. One of them involves Troy. Show me. He flips to a memo dated September 23rd. Subject line, client scope creep, verbal commitments without approval. I rate it. Troy promised Verdict's 3 separate add-ons, none of them scoped, none of them budgeted. Jared flagged it, sent it to Dana in HR, and copied Troy's direct manager. What happened? I ask. Dana responded with, "Let's keep morale up and address it in Q4 review." Troy's manager never replied. So nothing. Correct. I close the folder. Forward this to me, and pull any Slack messages where Troy discusses verdicts. I'd need a reason. Client escalation. Sasha just threatened to freeze new work. That's your reason. He nods. I'll have it by lunch. He leaves. I stay in the conference room, staring at the memo. My phone buzzes. A text. Not Lila. A number I don't recognize. Your wife is telling people at drop-off that she's upgrading, that you're dad jeans with a 401k. Thought you should know. I stare at the message. Then I screenshot it. Another buzz, same number. She also said Troy's going places. Direct quote. I don't respond. I pocket the phone. I walk down the hall to Maya's office. She's at her desk, 3 monitors glowing, security feeds tiled across them. She looks up when I knock. Got a second? I say. Always. I close the door. You pulled any hotel footage recently? She hesitates. Define recently. This week. Dana requested stills from the Riverside lobby, said it was for an internal review. When? Yesterday morning, before your HR meeting. What did you send her? Nothing. I told her I needed a formal request with a case number and legal justification. She hasn't followed up. Why was she asking? She didn't say, but she was specific. She wanted November 16th, between 6:00 and 10:00 p.m. The same night Troy and Lila were there, I hand her the USB drive she gave me in the garage. Add the Riverside request to this. Timestamp, email chain, everything. You sure? Positive. She takes the drive. This is going somewhere public, isn't it? Eventually. Good, she says. I'm tired of protecting people who don't deserve it. The conference room cameras have a red light when they're recording. Most people don't notice. I do. I schedule a meeting with Dana for 2:00 p.m. Subject line, clarification, policy compliance. Location, conference room 6, the one with the best camera angles and the standing policy that all meetings are recorded for compliance unless explicitly disabled. I don't disable it. Dana arrives at 2:03, folder under her arm, lips pressed thin. She sits across from me. Let's make this quick, she says. Sure. I need clarification on the fraternization policy. We covered this. Not fully. If 2 employees are in a relationship and one influences the other's work, directly or indirectly, that's a disclosure issue, correct? Correct. And if they don't disclose, that's grounds for review. Yes. Good. So when were you planning to review Lila and Troy? Her face hardens. There's no evidence of a relationship. There's plenty. Expense reports, overlapping hotel visits, witnesses at the holiday party, a kiss by the service elevator. You want me to keep going? Evan, you're spiraling. No, I'm asking questions. You're avoiding answers. She leans back. Fine. Let's say, hypothetically, there's a relationship. If they both agree to transfer divisions or one of them leaves, it resolves itself. No formal action needed. That's convenient. It's practical. Or it's a cover. Her jaw tightens. Excuse me? You asked Maya for hotel footage before the HR meeting, before any formal complaint. Why? I don't know what you're talking about. Riverside lobby, November 16th. You wanted stills. That's not reactive. That's preemptive. She stands. This meeting is over. Sit down. I don't report to you. Actually, you do. You just don't know it yet. She freezes. What does that mean? It means I'm done with theater. You've got until Friday to file a formal review on the fraternization issue or I escalate it to the board. She walks out. The door doesn't slam, but it wants to. I stay in the conference room, watching the red light on the camera. 10 minutes later, Troy appears in the hallway outside the room. He sees me through the glass, pushes the door open. You're destroying people's lives, he says. No, I'm enforcing rules you ignored. This is personal. It's business. You broke policy. Multiple times. Lila said you'd do this. Do what? Play victim, twist everything, make it about you. I tilt my head. She said that? Yeah, months ago. She said if you ever found out, you'd go scorched earth. And yet you kept going. Because she wanted to. The room goes quiet. I stand. Say that again. He realizes his mistake. I didn't mean... You said she wanted to. Not that you pursued her. Not that it just happened. That she wanted to. Man, I'm not doing this. You already did. He backs toward the door. I step closer. You were the safe bet, I say. The guy with the car and the swagger and the promises. She picked you because you'd say yes, because you're easy. Screw you. She picked you because I wouldn't roll over, because I built something and she wanted to tear it down without looking like the bad guy. And you? You're just the tool she used. His face goes red. She loves me. She loves what you represent. There's a difference. He slams the door on his way out. The glass rattles but doesn't break. I sit back down. I rewind the camera feed on my phone. Troy's admission is right there. Time-stamped. Clear audio. 30 minutes later, Jared knocks. Got a second? He says. Come in. He closes the door. I found something. Show me. He opens his laptop. There's a second Slack workspace. Private. Invitation only. It's not on our main domain. Who's in it? I can't see the full list without admin access, but I can see it was created from Dana's account 8 months ago, and Troy, Lila, and 2 account execs were the first members. Can you pull names? Not without your authorization. It's technically their private space, even if they use company time to create it. You have my authorization. He nods. I'll need security to log it formally. Do it. He closes the laptop. Evan, what are you doing? Winning. Troy texts Lila at 6:47 p.m. I know because Jared's access pull includes outgoing SMS metadata from company phones. The message preview reads, pack a bag. By 7:15, Troy's car leaves the downtown garage. I follow at a legal distance, 3 cars back, headlights on, wipers cutting through the November drizzle. He takes the interstate south. 32 miles. I stay back, keep it boring, let the highway do the work. He exits at Riverside, takes 2 turns, and pulls into the chain hotel where this all started. I park 4 spaces down and wait. 10 minutes later, Lila's car arrives. She parks, grabs a duffel bag from the trunk, and walks inside. I give it 5 minutes. Then I follow. The lobby smells like fake cinnamon and cleaning solution. A kid behind the desk looks up from his phone. Can you call room 412? I say. Tell Lila Holt her husband's here. He blinks. I'm not supposed to? It's not a surprise. She'll come down. He makes the call. 30 seconds later, the elevator opens. Lila steps out. She sees me and stops. We're not doing this here, she says. Then pick somewhere else. She crosses the lobby, heels clicking on tile. We end up in a corner near the vending machines under a fluorescent light that hums too loud. You followed us, she says. You packed a bag. I needed space. From what? The consequences? Her jaw tightens. You're making this so much worse than it has to be. How bad does it have to be? Evan, I was lonely. You were distant. You stopped seeing me. I was in the room the whole time. You just never looked. That's not fair. Fair? You've been planning this for months. The Slack channel, the vendor tastings, the meetings that ran late. You built an exit ramp and called it loneliness. That's not true. I pull out my phone. I show her the separation proposal Nate drafted. 2 pages. Clean terms. Prenup respected. 50-50 split on the joint account. Her car in her name. Apartment lease transfer. She reads it. Her hands shake. You already filed? She says. Not yet. I wanted you to see it first. This is vindictive. It's fair. You're trying to humiliate me. I'm trying to survive you. She shoves the phone back. Troy and I are leaving. We're starting over. He's got opportunities. Real opportunities. He's got debt and a scratched car. He's got ambition. Something you gave up. I didn't give up anything. I stepped back. There's a difference. You stepped back and expected me to wait around while you played humble. I'm done waiting. The elevator dings. Troy steps out, sees us, and walks over. We done here? He says. Almost, I say. Lila takes his arm. Let's go. They start toward the elevator. My phone buzzes. An email, anonymous sender, burner address. Subject line. You'll want to see this. I open it. Forwarded message chain. Dana to Lila. Subject. Reset the narrative. The preview shows enough. If he reacts badly, we document it. You stay calm. We make it about his instability, not your choice. HR backs you. Board sides with optics. I look up. Lila and Troy are halfway to the elevator. Lila, I say. She stops, turns. Someone's helping you, I say. Someone inside. Her face doesn't change, but her eyes do. I'll find them, I say. And when I do, they're gone too. The elevator doors close on them both. I don't think. I run, down the hall, through the stairwell door, 2 floors, concrete steps, the sound of my shoes echoing. I hit the ground floor and push through the exit into the rain. Troy's 50 feet ahead, running toward the parking structure, laptop bag over his shoulder. Maya's voice crackles through my phone. I've got eyes. He's heading to level 2. I cross the street. The rain's coming down harder now, cold and sharp. I take the ramp up, legs burning. Troy's at his car, fumbling with his keys. He sees me, drops the keys, picks them up. I close the distance. Stop, I say. He throws the laptop bag into the car, slams the door. Troy. He spins. Stay away from me. You stole company property. I'm protecting myself. From what? From you. He tries to get in the car. I grab his collar, yank him back. He swings. I duck. He swings again, wild, and I catch his wrist. You've got emails, he says, breathing hard. Damaging emails. I'm not going down alone. Show me. Screw you. I twist his wrist. He drops to one knee. I let go, step back. You've got nothing, I say. You're bluffing. Try me. I shove him, hard. He stumbles back against the car hood. I slap him, once, sharp. The sound echoes off the concrete. He freezes, hand on his face, eyes wide. I reach over, grab his windshield wiper, and yank. The metal arm snaps off in my hand. Troy stares. What are you doing? Making a point. I toss the wiper on the ground. He lunges at me. I sidestep. He trips over the wiper, catches himself on the bumper. Sirens, not cops, private security. Maya's team. 2 guards jog up the ramp. Maya's behind them, tablet in hand. Mr. Mercer, she says, you're in violation of company property policy. Return the laptop. I'm not returning anything. Then we call Metro PD. Your choice. Troy looks at me, at Maya, at the guards. He opens the car, grabs the laptop bag, and throws it at Maya's feet. There, happy? Ecstatic, I say. Lila's voice cuts through the rain. What is wrong with you? I turn. She's running up the ramp, phone in one hand, car keys in the other. You're destroying him, she says. He destroyed himself. You're a monster. I'm efficient. She stops in front of me, breathing hard. The board voted. I know. Dana called me. You got what you wanted. Why are you still doing this? Because you started it. I started nothing. You pushed me away. I gave you space. You filled it with lies. You gave me neglect. I gave you a life, a company, a future. You traded it for applause. Her face twists. I traded it for someone who sees me. He doesn't see you. He sees a ladder. Troy steps forward. She's done with you, man. Let it go. I look at him, then at her. The board voted, I say. Dana's on leave. Troy's suspended. HR reports to legal. The Vertex contract's under review. Your separation papers are filed. The apartment lease transfers to your name next week. Car's in Troy's name per the title. You've got 30 days to move out. Lila's face goes pale. You filed. This morning. You can't do that. I just did. I'm pregnant. The timeline doesn't work. We haven't been together in weeks. If it's real, it's not mine. If it's fake, it's slander. She opens her mouth. Nothing comes out. I step back. I toss Troy his key fob. It hits the wet pavement and skids. Keep her, I say. No returns. A sharp crack overhead. Water bursts from the ceiling. The sprinkler system, triggered by a sensor trip near the ramp. Water pours down, drenching Troy's open-top car, Lila's suitcase, the laptop bag on the ground. Troy screams. He runs to his car, tries to cover the interior with his jacket. It doesn't help. Lila stands frozen, rain and sprinkler water soaking her hair, her blazer, her phone. People gather at the ramp entrance, phones out, recording. I walk past them all, down the ramp, into the rain, across the street, back into the building. Maya meets me in the lobby. You good? She says. Yeah. The laptop's recoverable. The emails are nothing. He was bluffing. I know. And the sprinklers? Faulty sensor. Happens. She almost smiles. Right. I take the elevator up to my office. I close the door. I sit at my desk and watch the rain run down the window. My phone buzzes. A Slack notification. Someone posted a video. The parking garage. The confrontation. The sprinklers. The caption reads, Keep her. No returns. 47 reactions. 12 comments. I close the app. And I'm here. In the building I built. The company I saved. Rain's good for rinsing surfaces. Sometimes it gets the truth.